Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci Protect Dog Training on a Sunday afternoon. So I've come home now and done a lot of my dog stuff, chores and all that. Got everybody fed and been doing my thing. I wanted to kind of close out the day with a couple accent points. All right. If you guys have been paying attention and watching to what I'm doing in building these dogs, you'll notice that I am not really concentrating as much on behaviors of heel, sit down, stay. I'm giving just enough that I need to do to develop the dog, the explosion release, the sit and the down. So you start it so they understand luring, right? You get them to understand dang it, I'm doing a brain blank here. No, good, and yes, the markers. That's the word I was looking for. The markers and no, good, and yes, and getting them into that. I am also working a lot on confidence building, using agility, using things like you see me doing at Home Depot, environmental exposure. You saw the video, if you've been watching my videos this morning with Norman, working the puppy and bite work. I'm imprinting them on that because I expect these dogs, being the caliber of dog they are and what I breed, is all about bite work. But I'm developing more than anything else confidence. Because if you have the drives, the genetic stamp in the working dog of Dutch Shepherd, Malinois, Shepherd, whatever it may be, if you have the drives in that animal, then you give them confidence through the way that you develop the animal, and you just concentrate on confidence and build the dog with that aspect in mind. With everything you do, everything else is going to come. There's nothing you can't do if you've got the dog wanting food, following lure, understanding drives and getting all that going, which we've done a lot. The chasing the ball, the chasing the toy, going into the explosion release. You're harnessing into the drives. There's nothing that you can't teach this dog that are behaviors, okay, of heel, sit down, stay, come and a finish. All your behaviors, wherever you wanted to go. If you want to go sport, you want that focused heel, they've got that, right? But that's what I'm trying to emphasize right now and accent to you, that everything in my world anyway, what I do is develop a strong dog, a confident dog, right? If you develop confidence in that animal and it's a strong dog, there's nothing you can't do with the animal. The dog will do anything for you. That's the key, right? So I kind of just wanted to close off the day with that and get you thinking about what I'm doing. I'm developing the dog's strengths, right? Everything is about strength. Even when I'm working environment, I'm getting that dog to be stronger and stronger all the time. One other thing I was doing with these puppies, I was taking them out and doing them on my agility field out in front, and they didn't have any ability, any aptitude, because they're too young. They didn't have the dexterity. They're just clumsy oafs. They're still putting together all the synapses to get everything to work properly and to have the size to be able to do this agility. So I went out this morning, or actually yesterday morning, Saturday morning, went out to my another police scenario group, and they have the same exact agility field that I've got at my house. Why? They built it and I copied it. Okay? Why invent the wheel? Reinvent the wheel. So that same agility course is at my house, and they haven't been doing it. Well, I went out the other morning and I went out to that class and I kind of just threw the puppies into the agility to see how they do. And they all jumped up on the wacky boards. They all walked the wacky boards. They click, ding. It's like turning on and off a light switch. And a lot of times what you got to do, you just got to wait for these things to turn on, to be there. But you need to toggle the switch, right? With those genetic drives, the genetic stamps in the animal are there. You just got to wait for them to occur, and then click, there it is, you're off and running, right? So this is similar to that. So all of a sudden, boom, they showed that to me yesterday. So I'm going to be out tonight. You're going to start seeing some videos of the agility. Keep in mind, the agility is all about confidence. The same thing that I do in my whole repertoire, my whole encompassing way of working a dog, and what I'm doing is all about building confidence, right? So the agility is a big part of that. You're going to start to see that come together. So by the time Diana's 16 weeks old and she's ready to go to her new owner, at 16 weeks I've done my puppy development, she's going to be ready to go to this next level. As long as they don't screw her up on the other side and they take their time, always too fast, never too slow, okay? And you take your time and be very methodical in how you build the dog, you're going to have a kick-ass dog. So that's what it's all about. Dog is showing himself to be a sharp little turd. He was out there at Norman's place today, and somebody started trying to pet him, and he's going to tear him up. And it's because he's a little sharp, and it's coming from insecure and a little bit of but he reminds me of Arrow. He really does. That whole nature. He's a mini Arrow. a mini me, okay? That dog has got to be developed properly to stay away from a lot of the propensities that Arrow turned into. The monster that Arrow turned into, it was lack of knowledge and understanding when they didn't know and didn't understand what they were looking at. But believe me, it's a little bit of work. It's work to try to make sure you keep molding and shaping that clay away from those propensities and genetic drives that are in that genetic stamp of that animal that are a lot like his dad. Okay, so we've got to be careful in that regards with Diogi. He's going to be a special guy, but he's going to be something to be very aware of and cognizant of these propensities. Okay, so that's about it. And then anybody that wants to look at either one of these puppies, they are available at 16 weeks of age. They'll be going out the door. Lucifer is a lover. He's got bat ears. His ears are really bigger than his head, and he's kind of the ugly duckling of the group, but he's got a lot of character. I was throwing the toy for him this morning, and that little guy stayed in the hunt. He's got more hunt drive. He's got other propensities that are really desirable in a dog. He doesn't look as typey as the other ones do, right? The other one, Diogi and Diana, are drop dead gorgeous, really typey, really good looking dogs. Lucifer, on the other hand, has got all the genetic stamps. He's a good dog, don't get me wrong, but he has longer ears. Got to wait for his head to grow into his ears, see what he looks like as he gets to be an older dog. But he's going to make a good family dog, personal protection, and he very well could go to the street too. It's just that he's different. He's not as drivey and as he's not a little nasty boy like Diogi. So, but if anybody's interested in a good Dutch Shepherd, I will be done imprinting these guys at 16 weeks of age. That is on the 17th of next month, and actually coming up, right? August. It'll be the 17th of August. They will be 16 weeks of age, and that's when I've kind of said that I will be flipping them to good homes. To anybody that really wants to get into Dutch Shepherds, look me up if you're interested. Those two are available, Diogi and Lucifer. Diana's going to a police officer back east somewhere, and is going to be doing the job on the street. So we'll see how she does. It'll be interesting to get some pictures and follow along as they develop her towards her career in life, right? All right, that's about it. Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, signing off with one of my Yack sessions. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.